Something strange is happening under the hood of thousands of diesel trucks, and most drivers have no clue. The engine sounds fine, the power feels normal, but every mile is quietly shaving years off its lifespan. From long idling to cold revs, the smallest habits, ones that feel totally harmless, are setting your diesel up for a breakdown. In this video, we're revealing the 7 driving habits that are secretly destroying your diesel engine. If you own a diesel, you need to hear this. 1. Skipping oil changes is more expensive than you think. There's a reason engine oil is called the lifeblood of your diesel engine. It's not just there for lubrication, it's a barrier between life and failure. But many diesel owners, especially those relying on synthetic oil or going by the manual's extended interval suggestions, think it's fine to push oil changes to 10,000 or even 15,000 miles. That's a costly mistake. Diesel engines run hotter and under more pressure than gasoline engines. They also generate soot, fuel residue, and acidic byproducts, especially if you idle frequently, make short trips, or work in harsh environments. Over time, that oil gets saturated with contaminants. It thickens, it loses its protective edge, and even the best oil filters can't save it. What's worse, you won't always see the damage. A mechanic with experience can pull an oil sample and find metal shavings, early signs of wear, or fuel dilution. But by the time you hear knocking or see smoke, it's often too late. 2. Cold starts and revving are killing your engine. Waking up early, jumping into your truck, and revving it to life might feel satisfying. But when you do that with a cold diesel engine, you're putting stress on every internal component. The oil is thick, the turbo's dry, and nothing's fully warmed up. Then you hit the throttle and expect peak performance? That's a recipe for accelerated wear. In colder climates, the situation is worse. Metal contracts in low temperatures, and fluids like oil and water may even begin to solidify. So when you rev a cold engine, the internal resistance skyrockets. Pistons scrape harder, bearings strain, and you chip away at longevity one rev at a time. Even a high-end turbo won't save you from this. Turbos spin at over 100,000 RPM. If they aren't properly lubricated before use, that stress alone can cut their lifespan dramatically. What's the right move? Let the engine idle just long enough for the oil pressure to stabilize and the temperature gauge to start rising. Then ease into driving for the first few miles. Your engine and your wallet will thank you. 3. Frequent short trips don't let your engine work. Diesel engines are built for endurance. They need heat, pressure, and time to burn clean and perform at their best. But when your daily drive consists of 5-minute hops to the store or quick school runs, your engine never hits its operating temperature. That leads to multiple hidden problems. First, carbon starts building up inside the EGR system. That's your exhaust gas recirculation system, responsible for reducing emissions. Without enough heat to keep things clean, soot cakes inside, clogs passages, and chokes your performance. Second, your DPF, or diesel particulate filter, doesn't regenerate. This filter traps soot and is designed to burn it off during high-temperature driving. But if you never let the engine get hot, that soot just stays there. Eventually, it clogs, creating back pressure and reducing fuel economy. And finally, cold oil mixed with condensation or unburnt fuel degrades rapidly. That means every short trip is quietly breaking down your engine from the inside. 4. Long idling wastes more than fuel. Truckers do it. Job site pickups do it. And a lot of diesel owners think letting the engine idle for 15, 20, even 30 minutes at a time is harmless or even helpful. But prolonged idling is one of the biggest silent killers of diesel engines. Here's why. At low RPMs, diesel doesn't burn efficiently. That causes carbon buildup inside the engine and your injectors. Over time, that leads to misfiring, power loss, and even complete injector failure. But the worst consequence is fuel dilution. During extended idling, especially in cold weather, unburnt diesel can seep past the piston rings and mix with your engine oil. That thins it out and eliminates its ability to protect metal components from wear. Once that happens, it's only a matter of time before failure starts showing up in serious, expensive ways. And if you think your DPF isn't affected, think again. Idling adds soot quickly and forces more frequent regenerations. More regions means more fuel burned and more stress on the system. 5. Poor fuel quality is more common than you think. Not all diesel is equal. And just because you're filling up at a name brand station doesn't mean your fuel is clean. Some stations don't properly maintain their tanks. Others deal with diesel that's been stored too long or exposed to contaminants. And the biggest threat of all? Water. Water inside your diesel fuel system can cause rust, corrosion, microbial growth, and even injector failure. And it doesn't always come from rain or careless spills. Diesel fuel itself creates condensation, especially in hot-cold cycles. That moisture collects in your tank and lines, eventually making its way toward your injectors and combustion chamber. Thankfully, most diesel systems come with a water separator. This filter splits out moisture using a hydrophobic layer and separates larger water droplets in one chamber, while smaller ones get caught in a secondary stage. But it only works if you drain it regularly and replace it when needed. Leave it too long and it fails, sending water straight into the heart of your fuel system. 6. Neglecting filters. Starves the engine. Diesel engines breathe and they breathe hard. But if your air filter is dirty or clogged, your engine is suffocating. Less air means less power, worse fuel economy, and more stress on your turbo. And that stress adds up quickly. If your turbo's spinning its heart out just to deliver basic boost levels, it's wearing itself down faster than it should. Even worse, if your air filter isn't properly fitted or has gaps, dust and debris sneak in. Those particles sandblast your engine from the inside out, scratching cylinder walls, damaging valves, and causing long-term wear that no oil can protect against. The fuel filter is just as critical. It ensures only clean diesel reaches your injectors, which need pressurized, contaminant-free fuel to stay precise. When that fuel is dirty or when the filter is overdue for a change, injectors start sputtering, misfiring, and eventually breaking down completely. 7. Ignoring warning signs and skipping maintenance. Diesel engines are reliable, but not magical. Like any mechanical system, they give you warnings before they fail. Excess smoke, odd smells, strange vibrations, rough idling. These aren't minor annoyances, they're red flags. Blue smoke could mean oil's getting into the combustion chamber. White smoke? Maybe a coolant leak. Black smoke? Likely injector trouble. And then there's the dreaded knocking once that starts. You're already on borrowed time. Another sign is engine runaway, where your diesel keeps running even after you turn it off. That's not just strange, it's dangerous. It means the engine is pulling in oil or unregulated fuel, and if you don't shut it down quickly, it could destroy itself. Ignoring warning lights or assuming it'll go away isn't just risky, it's expensive. And it goes beyond oil changes. Coolant, transmission fluid, differential fluid, DPF cleaning all need attention. Regular maintenance is what separates a diesel that runs 400,000 miles from one that's scrapped at 120,000. Stick to your manual schedule, track your intervals, and if something sounds off, get it checked immediately. Every habit we've talked about today has one thing in common. It's easy to overlook. They're small decisions, revving too soon, idling too long, skipping a filter replacement that slowly add up to major failures. But the good news, every single one of these habits is preventable. Treat your diesel like an investment because it is. Whether you're driving a workhorse for your business or a luxury diesel SUV, the same rules apply. Stick to your maintenance schedule. Use clean fuel. Warm up before you go. Cool down before you shut it off. And next time you're tempted to push that oil change or ignore that dash light, remember what's really at stake. Because once your diesel fails, the cost to rebuild or replace won't just hurt your truck, it'll hurt your wallet too. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever had to deal with one of these issues firsthand? What habit are you going to change after watching this? Drop your answer below. We want to hear your story. And don't forget to subscribe for more elite diesel insights, tips, and behind-the-scenes maintenance tricks that'll keep your truck running like new.